give them prayer hands. Say what's up, America? Half of you should know me, right? Other half a replica.
Hello and welcome to Techanoid Solutions. This is Sagar Bansal, and today we're going to understand what you need. Now, this means what you need to create a successful site. First of all, let's cover what is not at all needed. What are some myths that are not at all true and that are not needed to create successful sites? The first one is technical skills. Of course, you do not need technical skills in this 2017. We have different type of CMS and different type of platforms, modules, plugins, and everything that people make, and we use them to create our sites. Why do we need technical skills? Only thing which you need is basic knowledge of computer and of course internet. Now second thing which we don't need is the knowledge of coding. Again, same thing, why do we want to code when all people are coding for us? And if we want to get something special, something unique for our website, we can just hire any developer or anyone from Fiverr or Freelancer or Overwork, Odex. There are lots of sites where we can get any developer from at least $5 for a custom plugin or custom job. Now again, the third thing, huge amount of money. You don't need huge amount of money for creating successful sites. You know, when I get started, I just invested $10 for 6 months, and I created Techanoid solutions with that. So definitely you do not need huge amount of money. Once you get popular, once you get some rating, you can then invest some money, and of course your site will definitely earn that much revenue to pay for itself. The last thing which is not at all needed, practically it is not needed, like you don't need a team, you don't need a whole team to start off. For first few months I didn't have a team, I was just an individual. I created this site, so you don't need a team in very beginning of your site. So let's get started with basic requirements of creating successful sites. Very first thing you need is an internet connection. Second thing is a computer, of course. That can be any old computer to any newest graphics gaming computer too. It merely matters which computer you have. It should be a computer with an internet access and any browser like Chrome or Firefox installed. Merely any more requirements. Next thing, a web hosting. Web hosting is a space where your files will be hosted upon on internet. It is just like buying a home for your website pages. Another thing you will need is a domain name. Domain name is just a name for your website. It is just like the address of that home so that people can view those files. Let's say we have the domain name as techanoidsolutions.in. So whenever someone types techanoidsolutions.in, the domain takes him to our web hosting, and the first page, that is index.php or HTML, anything depending upon your server, is loaded. The last thing and merely most important factor in creating sites is patience. This is the most important thing you should have. Patience is everything. You know, a golden rule that is in creating successful sites, a golden rule is you need to give at least 6 months to your site before you can say that site is on or it is just a failure. Without spending 6 months on a site, we cannot say that our site is successful or not. So little patience is definitely needed. Now let's say what you want to go for. Do you want to create a website, a blog, or an online store? If you want to make a website, it can be for any kind of work. It doesn't matter. It can be for business or just for your personal information or anything. Second thing, a blog. A blog is a website that has regular posts. If you are going to post regularly, and regular doesn't mean that every day, it can be even on every Sunday or any day of a week. But if anything has regular posts and main purpose of that website is just that post, so that is called as a blog. Or if you want to create a site that is going to use for selling goods and services, now these can be physical goods or even services, that is called as an online store, an e-store. So decide what you want to make. You want to make a professional website, you want to make a blog, or you want to go with a store. Now, when you have decided, you have many different options which platform you want to use. You cannot use simple HTML, JavaScript and all those languages like PHP, CSS and etc. You cannot use these languages in 2017. These are just outdated things. In this century, we use CMS, that is a content management system, and different platforms. So let me show you some of the most popular platforms which you may use. WordPress is a platform that allow you to make anything. It is most easiest, most flexible platform, and it allow you to make anything you want. If you want to make a plane, you can make a plane with WordPress. Next thing, Joomla is another CMS that is slightly better than WordPress. It is understood as better than WordPress, but with my experience, I would say WordPress is best. Joomla is slightly understood as better than WordPress, and if you want to make that plane with WordPress, you can make a file plane with Joomla. And if you want to, and let's say, what is Drupal? Drupal is like a Lego. You may have used Lego toys. So we get those Lego bricks and we join them, and we can make anything which we want to make with them. Let's say we made a plane with WordPress, we made a fighter plane with Joomla, and now we want to make a Boeing 707 that has some missiles and all in that plane, and that has a swimming pool in that plane, a whole castle in that plane, a whole tennis lawn in that plane. We can do all that with Drupal. It gives us all those Lego pieces which we can join and make any website which we want. OpenCart is simply just for e-commerce website. If you want to go with a store, then I would say OpenCart is one of the best options which I personally like to use. And now let's see which one will be best for you in a beginner stages. WordPress, of course WordPress. It is the easiest and multi-purpose. You can make anything you want to make with WordPress, and with my experience, I have used WordPress, Joomla, Drupal, OpenCart, Magneto and thousands of different CMS and platforms and scripts, but I would still say WordPress is my favorite, and I still use WordPress for Techanoid solutions. So let's see, WordPress comes in two variants. WordPress is totally free, but it comes in two variants, WordPress.com and WordPress.org. What's the difference? WordPress.com offers you totally free plan, and there are paid plans of course. It offers you totally free plan that gives you a free domain, that will be .wordpress.com domain. So let's say if I wanted to make Techanoid solutions on WordPress.com, I would have to use, in a free plan, I would have to use techanoidsolutions.wordpress.com, and it also gives you free hosting. So if you want to get started, you can start right now, right in this second, with WordPress.com, and you don't have to pay even a single penny to start. Now, whereas WordPress.org needs you to have your own hosting and your own domain name, and then you can host the WordPress.org distribution over there. So which one is better? Free versus paid? Seriously saying, WordPress.com is free, but you can never make a successful site with WordPress.com. What's the main difficulty, and what's the main reason why it can't be successful? You cannot use any plugin with WordPress.com free plan. If you want to upgrade to a paid plan, then WordPress.com can be a successful site. But if you want to pay for the paid plan with WordPress.com, then why don't you go with WordPress.org, which is more cheaper and provides exactly same benefits as WordPress.com. And always remember, if you are taking a site on WordPress.com, that site always belongs to WordPress.com, not to you. If you made Techanoid solutions or WordPress.com on WordPress, this version, WordPress.com, and let's say by chance, it is not going to happen anyhow, let's assume by chance it got successful, it got 10,000 users per day, and what will happen? WordPress.com will simply terminate your account, as they will say that site always belongs to them. They will ask you that buy a paid plan from them, or your site is gone forever. So you are just gone. You are lost. You lost your whole site, and you will have to pay a lot more than what you could have paid using WordPress.org. So with a self-hosted WordPress, you will have to spend approximately $50 for an unlimited hosting and a domain name for 1 year. And if you want to just to start off, you can always go with a limited hosting plan that will provide you, a hosting and a domain name both combined for around just for $20 for first year with a 100 GB plan. I mentioned it earlier. So when I just started, I paid just $10 for 6 months. This is the same that thing. This is $20 for 1 year for 100 GB bandwidth plan. You can just start off with this plan. These are shared hosting, and they are good for startups. They are good for just starting out casual blog and site. If you get some traffic, if you start getting some traffic, let's say 200 visitors per day, you can eventually upgrade your hosting. And when you start getting visitors in thousands, you can simply go with a virtual private server, and then after some time a dedicated server and all. So which one you should go for? Definitely WordPress.org is my recommendation. Don't go with that free WordPress.com plans. Go with WordPress.org. So go and get a hosting and domain name. How much time do you need? Again, I'm saying for first few months, or maybe for first year, you cannot exceed this 100 GB bandwidth plan. You can go with that plan. You will find this plan on most of the selling websites, HostGate, GoDaddy, and all. I can recommend you a good hosting company, that is Globhost. I eventually used them, and till now I'm using their VPS and all. You can use Globhost. That is a good company. That they generally gives you all your solutions within 2-3 hours. They have 24/7 customer support, and I think their plans are world's cheapest ever I have seen. And you can always upgrade your plans. Just start with the 100 GB bandwidth plan. That will not be too costly. So which domain you should go for? You can go with any domain, but you should probably go with .com if you wanna if your target customers or your target visitors are from a specific location. Let's say mine are generally from India, and of course I'm watching that now my customers are coming from UK, US, and all around the world. But let's say majorly my customers were from India, so I took .in domain. You can always go with any domain you want. Probably .com will be best. And once you get a domain name, let's say you got .in domain name, and someone registers .com domain name, doesn't matter. You registered .in domain name at first instance. You can always file a sue. You can always file a case. You can sue that person for .com domain name, as you always have, if you have copyright with that name. And I never have to worry about this because I have copyright of this name. So doesn't matter. You can always sue that, and you will earn a lot of money with if you want that sue also. So just go with .com domain name if possible. And do you need to buy an SSL? An SSL is like, you may have seen many sites there is written HTTP, and on many sites it is written HTTPS. On Techanoid Solutions also you will see it is written HTTPS, and there is a green secure lock which says that site can accept sensitive data from users, which means that users can provide sensitive data, which like their credit card information and any data. They can provide any data, and which that data is encrypted between the server and the user. So if something goes wrong, if someone hacks that data and something goes wrong, you can always sue the SSL company which provided the SSL, and you are always free from the burden that the data is not going to be tapped off. No one is going to just tap that data. So your site is always secure, and legally you need an SSL certificate if you want to accept sensitive data. Even like you want to make a social network site, like just take a big imaginative example. Let's say you want to make Facebook. So you are accepting sensitive data of users, right? You are taking their name, their email, their date of birth, and their let's say you may want to take their address, their phone number, and this is sensitive data. This is sensitive data in some cases, and let's say you want to take credit card information. That is super sensitive data, and you definitely need an SSL. But do you want to pay for it? Is there any requirement? No, it is written on the screen. There is no requirement to buy an SSL. Go with Cloudflare or Let's Encrypt. These are two best providers. These are two best SSL providers. Cloudflare provides free SSLs in their free plan, and Let's Encrypt is an ultimate authority of providing free SSL that are 128-bit encrypted. They are really good, and I prefer to use Let's Encrypt SSL. But if you want, you can even use Cloudflare SSL. They both are almost same. So go and get these basic things and watch our other videos. These are blogs, and stay tuned. I will teach you how to create a successful site. So thank you for watching, and all the needed links are given in description. Thank you.